In this video, we're going to go over how you can optimize the settings in the Accelerator application. So let's say you had some text pasted in here. This is just some sample text. We click read. Let's look over at this settings tab, and you'll notice there's words per minute, chunk size, window width, window height, font size. I want to go over each of these and how you can optimize them. In terms of reading speed, that's words per minute, this first line here. This is set by default to 300. The average reading speed is 200 words per minute, just to give you an idea. That's the approximate. It's actually 150 to 250, but we'll say it's 200. 300 words a minute is a little faster than average. Start at whatever speed you feel comfortable with. This chunk size right here where it says words, this is by default set to 1, but I recommend you start with either 2 or 3. So this is how many words are going to be blinked on the screen at a time. So if you set it to 3 words, you'll notice that 3 words are on the screen at the moment. Now, notice how it will drop down a line. This is potentially bad. Some people want to keep everything on the same line, and the way that you do that in the settings panel, that's what the window width is for. Currently it's set at 600. If I don't want this to happen where an extra word gets dropped to a second line, all I have to do is change this from 600 to maybe something like 800. So it's going to expand the width with which the words can blink. So you'll notice now it all fits on one line as we go along. Now you can obviously make other changes so that doesn't happen. In the settings area you can change the font size right here, so we can make the font size smaller if we want, as you can see, or we can make it larger if that's too small. As far as what is the best, font size, it kind of depends on the person, depends on your eyesight. The general rule is basically you don't want it to be too big and you don't want it to be too small. Obviously, if we have it too big, it's going to take up the entire screen like so. So we don't want 700, obviously. I usually recommend going somewhere between 50 and 80. And make sure that your window width is good. Font color. I like to change this to like a dark blue. You can change it to whatever is easy on your eyes. You can change it to black. You can also change the background color, which is currently set to white, which I think is probably good for most people, but if you wanted to change that, you can change that as well. And lastly, the alignment area right here, which is set by default to center. But if you want, you can left justify, you can right justify. I think most people would feel more comfortable with the default of center. But just to give you an idea, if you click left and hit save, it's going to blink the words on the left-hand side like this. But some people might prefer having that. I have it at center, and you can use whatever works best for you. So this was just going over, we wanted to get an idea how you can optimize your settings. You don't want to just start and assume the default settings are going to be best for you. It depends on how fast you read, how many words you're used to taking in at a time, and these numbers generally go up with practice on the application, and the font size and the color and all of those things are simply a matter of preference.